What's up guys, Cedoooo Cards here with another video. Today I want to talk about, well really today, another look at the market. However, this time I want to go through both the standard overnumbered, so what we're looking at there, but then also this time around actually I want to go through just throughout the remaining cards, what cards I see as particular items I'd like to collect and the price points. I mean, a lot of them are like $6, $10. I think they're really cool cards to collect. I think these are cards that you'd honestly, you know, we have loads of time. There's loads of time to collect these cards. There'll be more restocks, more reprints. So there'll be loads of time to collect these. But I think these are ones that I would particularly collect, and perhaps you guys might be interested as well. You know, these are all on the grounds of collectability, not so much their, you know, how important they are in the game. So again, a lot of these cards are $6, $5. Some of them are just the standard champion units. Ours are the old arts. But let's jump into it. I mean, if we start with the overnumbered, I mean, it is crazy. And guys, as you know by now, you know my two favorite words are what? Exercise caution. Please take some time, unless you really want the items right now. You know, have some patience. You know, these cards have dropped considerably. I would say Ari is one of the few cards that have actually maintained its price and risen a bit as well over time. But you know, with Ari, we are looking at roughly market price of $220. Again, Ari and Kai'Sa seem to be the two champions, not in terms of League of Legends, but actual champions in terms of their value that are being held, as well as going up. As you guys know, the signature cards for Ari, the signed cards for Ari and Kai'Sa are absolutely just going crazy. They're in, you know, 1.8k right now for Kai'Sa, 1.4, 1.5k for Ari right now, and in graded, you know, they're just as crazy. Go for 3k, 4k. There was a recent sale for about 4.4k. One of the members of one of the you know, viewers in the chat had directed me to his sale. 4.5k, I could be butchering it, might be 4.8k for PSA 10 Kai'Sa, crazy. Or maybe even Beckett, I apologize, it's been a while. But crazy numbers for Kai'Sa and Ari. And Kai'Sa seems to be Ari seems to be maintaining a price. Look at 220 here. I would still give it time. We are going to see more and more of these flood the market. It is always risky. As I said before, we are so early into the TCG that even though the supply will increase, the demand may equally increase as more and more people enter into the market as well. More and more people enter into the TCG space and are now trying to buy things on the secondary market. So you have to be wary. It is a risk, as we will see throughout the remaining overnumbers. They have all come down considerably from their max at $300, £300 when they were released. So you know, it's always a risk with what you do. Do you wait and hope that it goes down, which we have seen so far, or do you buy now and hope that this is the bottom? It's always risky. I can't tell you the correct answer. It's just up to you to make that decision. So look at 220, great. You know, I'd say this is great for Ari. One is whoever, that's Iri Pan, is that how you pronounce it? The artist did a fantastic job. She should be very happy with what she's done, or maybe it's a he. I imagine it's a she, but I'm not too sure. But it's held itself up very well and it's doing great. Kai'Sa, again, Jason should be very happy. Very sick card. I've said it many times. Reminds me of the you know, the manga Jargon. Great card. I mean, we're looking here $180. It has held itself not well. I mean, we're looking here from a 500, and I do remember it as well collapsing considerably to what, 180 now. So again, guys, just be careful. Of course, this is when the market had just come out and we were being flooded, but just be careful, guys. Exercise some caution. Just wait for some time. The same for Spirit Forge. Please wait for some time. They will have printed considerably more this time around for Spirit Forge than for Origins. So, you know, we should expect even more to flood the market. More so, again, you know, we are still waiting to be able to even open more Origins. The hope for Spirit Forge is that we don't have that wait. We're not waiting 2-3 months for a reprint. The aim is that we can open more and more just as the days go by. So hopefully there should be even more going into circulation. So exercise some caution. Do I think this is a good buy now? I don't think it's a bad buy if you have the money right now just to grab. but I would also say give it some time. You know, definitely wait some time. This will be printed for the next 2 years minimum. So, you know, 180, it's a good price point, but I do think this will go down some more. If you really want it now, and you want to grade it, and you want to, you know, just have it in your back pocket, do so. If you are a vendor, for example, and you want to host, you know, have a table at a card show, this isn't a bad time to purchase it. Maybe get it graded, and then you can have that on the on your table to sell. It's not a bad price point for that. Same for RE as well. It's not a bad price point. If you can grade this, get 10. That's good for if you're a vendor. Misfortune, again, prices have dropped considerably. You know, we're seeing $110 at the moment as market price. Of course, this is the average. It is fluctuating. Again, it's a very steep drop. I do remember this was selling for maybe 200, 300 before TCG Player had data. But yeah, this card, very gorgeous card as well. Mindy should be very happy. This is really elegant for Misfortune. I would grab this if I was a Misfortune collector. Really and truly, I'd grab all of these. RE, I'm not too sure. If I was a collector of the cards, £220 is a bit steep because it's not the signed. But as a collector, I'd definitely grab the Kaiser for 180. I'd grab the Misfortune for 110. And yeah, they have, but as you know, they have dropped considerably. We're looking at set about at $100. As you guys know, I don't have much interest in set. I don't have much I can comment on. I've not really played set. Was never really into set as a character. It is a very cool card. It's drawn really well. He has that kind of American high school wrestling, you know, college wrestling build. Dope card, but again, I'm not a set collector. And again, being that it is a top lane character, it seems that the demand is quite low for this card. But it's still holding up a lot better than Navis. That's the wrong card. Then we see Teemo, and actually, I pulled this card actually, which is really awesome. Very happy about that. I managed to pull this card, which is very dope. So that's pretty awesome. So this is going for about $100 right now. That's the market price. It's not a bad price for Teemo. I'd say pretty respectable, particularly because this is basically borderline. Just looks like his, you know, base skin, base artwork. So nothing flashy. It's a cute card. It's Teemo. You can't go wrong with $100. If I was a Teemo collector, I'd grab this. That's like this. If I was a vendor, I would definitely grab that. Leona at 100, I would buy this in a heartbeat. Chances that this may go down in price more. It does look as though it has had a climb from its low in early November. Just being such a gorgeous card. I've seen it. I had the Chinese in person. I did give it away in the UK Discord, but it's such a gorgeous card. Design is so great. Suke, fantastic job by them. I would grab this in a heartbeat personally. It probably will go down more in price, but I think at this price point, if you do want it as a collectible item, I'd say just grab it. It probably will go down in price, but there's no harm in grabbing it right now. If you're a vendor, I'd say grab this in a heartbeat. Grade it. It seems like it's not too difficult to get 10s for the overnumbered, signed, and the signed seems to be doing really well in terms of the total population of graded cards against how many are coming back as PSA 10s, which is good news. So yeah, there's no harm as a risk if you're a vendor taking it graded and trying to sell it for, say, a PSA 10 at a card show as a vendor. Victor, again, as I've said many times, it's just not the mark. It's just not the Machine Herald Victor. So as much as it is a gorgeous card, it's a very cool card. You know, it does draw very well from the Arcane show. It's just not. It's just not the Machine Herald Victor that we know and love. So it sits at $100, $93. Very, very, very respectable. If you're a Victor fan, I would say exercise some caution. There's no rush. You know, it's a cool card, but it's not Machine Herald. Like how much of an attachment can you have to this card? You know what I mean? Like how it's just the Herald. You know, it's just not Machine. It's not Machine Victor. You know, this card is dope. This card is sick though. I don't know how this card is sitting at $100. It's a sick card. I do feel like once, you know, we are seeing what we are seeing at the moment, but I do think that we will see a different behavior in the secondary market once these are all out of print. I think this particular card here, and let's see in 2-3 years time, 4 years time, I think this card here will do really well once it's out of print, personally. I think people are taking this card for granted right now because there's so much on the market, but I think once this is out of print, this is going to do really well. People are, I guess Jinx isn't the flashy ADC right now. She's not, you know, right now it's Kai'Sa, it's Yunara, it's Xayah a bit. It's not Jinx, but Jinx, I think, Jinx has a lot of, what's the word? The word isn't with me right now. Let's say credit, you know, players know and love her, they respect her. So I think she will be worth quite a lot once this is out of print. Right now we're looking at $100 or $90. I think it's respectable. I would snag this. No. Personally, as much as I've said all that, I still think this has space to dip more and more. I think this will be a very good purchase once we are nearing the end of the print. Because once it's out of print, this card I think will do really well compared to all the others. This will climb much more than Misfortune in my opinion, climb much more than Set and Teemo, probably Leona as well, and Victor personally. Maybe not Victor. I think as much as we don't like this Victor, it is a very cool design, and I think this is a very cool collectible item in the future. So I think this will do really well once it's out of print as well as the Jinx. Lee Sin also. Lee Sin's looking at $74. I think it's making sense at this point. The amount that's in supply, I think $74 is reasonable. Again, this will do really well once it's out of print. It's a very cool card personally, but yeah, I think it's just being flooded at the moment, and we're looking at $75. Still respectable. Now, again, I'm so shocked by this card. This is such a sick, gorgeous card. Koiho, gorgeous card. They should be so proud of what they've done. $75, crazy to me. I'll collect this in a heartbeat. Every drop, $100 I'd collect, 120 I'd collect, 80 I'd collect, 150, maybe 150. But you know, it's a great price point right now. I would collect in a heartbeat. Grade as many as you can. Just store these away for a day in the future. If you're a vendor, sell. You know, these will be worth so much in the future. This is such a sick card, and people are taking this card for granted. This is crazy. I don't know how this is happening personally. I don't know how it's so cheap. But ultimately, I guess, I don't know. Maybe people are just flooding the market with it because it's Yasuo and they know Yasuo does well, and because it's flooding them, because the market is being flooded, the price point is going down. But definitely once this is out of print, this will be, in my opinion, I think it'll be one of the top performers. Probably, I think top 4. Let's say Ahri, Kai'Sa, Jinx, and Yasuo, in my opinion, will be the top 4 performers once this is all out of print, personally. I think this will climb and catch up very quickly to Ahri and Kai'Sa, personally, once it's out of print. Volibear, we're looking at £70. I'm not surprised. It is a cool card. It's a very cool card. But how many Volibear people are there? He is loved. You know, people love him in his pre-rework. His rework now is awesome as well. But I guess the hype isn't there for Volibear. And then we have Darius at the cheapest in terms of the overnumbered. We're looking at $63. You know, again, it's not because it's Darius. I think Darius garners a lot more. You know, he pulls a lot more attention than what this price point suggests. I think it's just the quality of the card. It's just a bit goofy. Like, this is not Darius. We have not seen at any point in the League of Legends history Darius being goofy like this. We just know Darius is being cold-blooded and just, you know, angry all the time. This just seems to be, you know, off-brand, out-brand, you know, it's out of character for Darius, and seems a bit weird. So it doesn't surprise me that this is the cheapest out of the overnumbered at $63. Would I buy it? I wouldn't really. I'd wait for this to keep dropping. I can see this being like a $40 card, $30 card personally. It's just not. There isn't much to it, and even once it's out of print, sure, it will go up in price because, you know, when a one-trick pony, when a Darius main wants a Darius card, they will grab the Darius card and they will pay a pretty penny once it's out of print, and that once scarcity starts to kick in. Until then, just wait. I think there's no point buying this now. Cool. Just to recap before we go to the remaining cards, Ahri just doing fantastic. I still say wait a bit. I think it does have room to go down, not by much, because I think this is holding quite a steady sort of level of demand compared to the supply as well. Kai'Sa doing great. I would also wait a bit as well. I think she has some room to dip a bit more, but I wouldn't stop you if you were to buy it at this price point. It's a great card. Misfortune, wait. Set, wait. Teemo, you could buy. It's pretty cool. It's pretty respectable. It's a cute card. Could buy now. Leona, buy. Absolutely. Just grab as many as you can. Victor, wait. Jinx, wait. But if you want to buy it, it's a cool card. And at $93, you know, you're not spending the bank compared to like the signed versions. Lee Sin, wait. You can wait. It's a cool card, but I'd say wait. Yasuo, just buy as many as you can right now. Don't delay. Just buy all you can. Volibear, wait, and Darius, wait. Just my opinion. You're not a financial advisor. Just a guy with an interest in Riftbound. Cool. So hopefully this is maybe a 10-minute section. I think we're about maybe 15 minutes in right now. These are just cards that I am interested in at about all that cheaper price points. So I'll be honest, this is probably one of the most gorgeous cards of the set. Like the artwork by the 6 More Vodka team. I don't know if it's one person or a team. Absolutely gorgeous. I think this art is one of the most gorgeous arts in Origins in general. Like, I wish this was the alt art version, because this is just so gorgeous. And I think they've done a great job in making the standard champion units really, really gorgeous. We're looking at $6.45. Honestly, like, I would go as far as saying if you had like $100 just to buy as many as you can for $100, just hold on to them, grade as many as you can. This is a collectible item for sure. You know, it's just gorgeous card. Grab as many as you can and then hold for a rainy day, sell it later. If you're a vendor, just buy as many as you can while it is still cheap. Personally, very gorgeous card. I wonder if others have the same sentiment, but this is a gorgeous card. This card, again, even though it is from the from League of Legends, this isn't a unique artwork. I still think this as a card looks so gorgeous. We're looking at roughly $10 as the market price. It is just such a gorgeous card. I mean, just look at it's such a cool collectible piece. Again, it's not Machine Herald, but it is a cool piece of artwork. You know, we have the Arcane overnumbered. You know, this isn't that far from it in terms of being a very cool artwork. I would buy this in a heartbeat as well if I was a Victor fan. And I think the cool thing about League of Legends is when I'm talking about cards, with Yasuo, I'm speaking to a Yasuo crowd. With Victor, I'm speaking to a Victor crowd. It's very cool that there are very distinct echo chambers. And I would say for a Victor fan, I'd grab this. It probably will go down in price, personally. So I'd probably say buy some now, wait, buy some later. But I think you're in a position to really enjoy this card in the future, because this card will be worth a lot more, especially when this is out of print. I can see this card being $70, $80 once we're out of print. I say that now, we have at least a good 3 years until we are out of print, 2-3 years. But I think this will cost a lot, and we'll see when the time comes. I'll be here, you guys will be here. As long as I'm alive, I'll be here, probably doing videos. I'll be doing videos. I've got nothing else to do. I've got my newborn. He's 8 months old. Probably gonna have another child soon. I'll just be doing dad stuff. So I'll have free time and I'll just make videos. Jinx, this card is gorgeous as well. I would buy this as well. $5. Very sick artwork as well. Kudos to Kudos Productions. Very, very great art there. I really love these full art pieces. Looking at $5, I would grab this in a heartbeat as well. Yes, there's chance for it to go down a bit, but I think at this point the demand is there. Both for and I think what I appreciate is that these hold an inherent value because they are playable and they have playability. Of course, the overnumbered, they are holding value by virtue of them being distinct and unique, cool looking cards. But these hold an inherent value by virtue of them being useful in the game. So, will it dip much lower than $6.45? It may dip $1 lower, maybe $1.50. But that inherent value of it being useful in the game will keep it sustained until it's out of print, and then again things will start to push up considerably. So again, I'd grab this Jinx in a heartbeat. This Darius card, very dope. Again, I really appreciate the standard champion units, like their designs. Some of the old arts are just reskins of like League of Legends skins, and it's a bit tacky. Personally, this at $5. I'd probably wait a bit. I think, like I mentioned, Probably go down another $1.50 as we get more reprints and restocks. So I'll probably wait a bit for this, but this would definitely bounce once it's out of print. I'd say this as well, Lee Sin, Aesthetic. I think it's $3. I'd probably buy a few at $3. It's just a cool card. Yes, it's very close to, the skins we have in the Legends, but I still think, like, respect Lee Sin. Like, he is dope. He is that guy. So, $3. I think this is a reasonable price to purchase this at, for sure. Gorgeous card, Leona. Leona's that girl, has been a menace in the bot lane from beginning. You could, level 2, if you're harassing level 1, then level 2, you get that E and Q, or even just the E and W, and then you just tank while your ADC, is a menace. Leona is that girl, $5. I would wait, but this is absolutely a collectible item. I would wait a bit. This will go down in price. I think it will go down in price as more stock hits the market, but this is a gorgeous card. I'd say grab this in a hop. If you want it now, grab it. But you can wait a bit as well. But definitely grab as many as you can. I'd say just have a list of cards you want to pick up on the low. Really cheap. Yasuo, 100%. Victor, if you are a Victor fan, you don't need to if you're not a Victor fan. Jinx, I'd say grab it personally because it's such a great card. Darius, if you're a Darius fan. So I'd say for now, I'd say Yasuo and Leona personally. Just by how gorgeous these cards are. This Teemo card's pretty cool as well. Strategist, again, just great champion unit. It's going for just under $7. You can't go wrong. I wouldn't take the risk to wait. I think I would grab this. This is very useful in the game. I wouldn't risk it. I'd say grab some now while you can. It may go down, but if you want to just collect these items, you shouldn't really care too much because at some point you will be able to sell it back for at least what you paid for. Along with the inflation going up as well, you'll be able to get back what you paid for at least. Personally, if you just hold it for a little bit. Okay, so of course the Kai'Sa Survivor, of course, is very expensive because she is very playable in the game. We are looking at $86. It should dip a little bit because of course restocks and reprints will help this. I would say at some point to grab this. It's a great card. Yes, it's expensive because of the playability. But if you were to grade this as well, I think this would be very, very much worth your time as well. So that's just my 2 cents on this Kai'Sa card. Time Warp as well, very dope card. Yes, it's playable, but also it's just a great collectible. Like, it's just sick. Echo's just about to go back in time. It's a very dope card. Again, kudos to Kudos Productions. Looking at $72. Again, with these ones at a higher price point, you do have to wait a bit. There is loads of opportunity for these cards. Like for example, let's say we're out of print for Time Warp. Do I think this will 2x as quick as Yasuo Windrider? I don't think so. I think this, if I were to put $100 worth into this, I would easily get back way more than me putting. Let's say if I were to put $72 worth, because Time will be $70. If I were to buy, what's that, 12 of these roughly, and compared to me buying one of these, once it's out of print, in my opinion, I think Yasuo would do extremely well, and the value would grow a lot more than Time Warp. Probably before Time Warp even 1.5x's or 2x's, I think Yasuo would have 5x personally. It's just a very, very gorgeous card. I say that because it's a very collectible card. Echo will still remain valuable because it's a playable card, but this is a very collectible card. It's a very gorgeous card, personally. Again, this is all once it's out of print. We have Set Showstopper. Not my favorite card, as you guys know. I'm not really a set person, but it is a cool looking card. Now, yes, because it's playable, it's worth so much. If it wasn't and it was just a collectible, I think it would be worth a lot less. I would say grab this at some point where you can, just by virtue of it being a cool card. It is a bit pricey, but I'd say get it at some point, personally. Ari Inquisitive, absolutely gorgeous card, stunning card, 6 more vodka, killed it. Looking at $14, I would buy this in a heartbeat. I'd buy 3 in one go in a heartbeat. Yes, it may dip a bit more in price as restocks happen, but it's just a gorgeous card. Come on, it's Ari. Same thing here with the alt art, very gorgeous. A lot of the alt arts in this is pretty boring. They're just skins in League of Legends. We're looking at $23 here for this one. I would wait. I would wait a bit for this. There's no rush for this one. I think you'll have loads of opportunities to buy this cheaper and cheaper as the days go on, personally. Same thing with Set. You know, I would say to grab these, but just wait a bit. This is worth $24. As you can see, it is just sinking in price. You know, not steeply. It's gone from 36 to 24. It's nothing crazy, but there is some time. You know, the demand isn't excessive as, say, our cards. You know, we then move to, you know, skin cards. Again, we're looking at just a collectible aspect. Again, these are good in the game, and so they are worth a pretty penny. So this is worth $20, for example. In terms of collectible, yes, it is a, you know, it's a skin, it's a reskin. It's just a very good looking reskin. You know, it's a good looking card. Same way Victor is awesome as well. I think the same for this Misfortune card. I'd grab it I'd probably grab one at this price point, to be honest. Probably grab two if I was a Misfortune person, to be honest. I think it's a gorgeous card, and then also it will just hold its value as well because it is playable in the game. Darius, I do think this is a cool art. Again, it is just, you know, from League of Legends. It's at $19. I would wait. I think it's a cool card, but I would wait. It's not the full art as well as, say, for example, Misfortune here. It's not the full art, but I would definitely wait a bit and get it at some point because it is a cool card. You know, I do kind of appreciate it has the black corners and black banner. Personally, so yeah. Leona, again, gorgeous card. 6 more vodka killed it. It's $11. I'd wait. I'd say buy one now, but I'd wait still. It's a very gorgeous card. I just see this dipping more still as more and more flood the market, personally. Again, so you know, Machine Herald finally, but again, this is just a reskin, but it is a gorgeous card still. It's a gorgeous card. It's $10. It's risky. I'd say buy. I'd probably say wait. You know, I would. If I had the money right now, this wouldn't be the first thing I want to buy. I'd probably wait quite some bit for this personally. It's a very cool card though. It's definitely a collectible item. Same with this. These will go up in price for sure though. This one as well, particularly once it's out of print. Anything Machine Herald, you guys underestimate the love people have for Machine Victor. I know some people are saying, me, what do you mean I'm underestimating? I'm not underestimating. I think many people do. You may not, but I think many people do. And this, once it's out of print, will be loved. Absolutely loved. I would hope to buy some very soon. To have a few Machine Herald Victor cards because it's Machine Herald, man. You've got to respect Machine Herald. Same for like this, you know, Omega Score Timo. Hey man, you can't go wrong. $10. I'd buy this in a heartbeat, man. Yes, it's gone down in price, but I'd buy it in a heartbeat, man. It's such a dope card, such a dope skin to have as a card. You know, as much as it is annoying that they are just using reskins, skins from the game, and like the artwork of the skins in the game, this is just a dope drawing. Like, it's a dope piece of art. So to have it on a card is dope. And I've not seen it in person. I've not pulled it, but I'm sure the foiling is just dope in it as well. Look at him with his one eye closed, and it looks mischievous as well as being just a menace. It's a dope card. Here's where I'm not too happy. As much as it isn't, it's just a reskin, and I'm not the biggest fan of this skin in general. Like, I still think it's a cool card to have for the future. Just right now, while there's so much in circulation, I wouldn't even bother buying it. It's just gonna keep dipping, in my opinion. I wouldn't really buy it. Yes, it will hold some stable value because it is playable, but I wouldn't really buy it now. I'd say buy it at some point, particularly before it goes out of print, because it is still a cool card to have, still a cool artwork to have on a card. It is still cool art to have on cardboard, but it's just not. There's nothing really for it right now. You know, this is a very dope skin as well for Volibear from the game, but again, it's $10. I'd wait as well, but it's definitely a cool item to collect. I would wait as well, personally. If you're a Volibear fan and you see it as $10, I'd probably say buy it if you're a Volibear fan. But if you just want to collect a bunch of cool cards from Origins, I'd wait. Same for Lee Sin. It's about $5 right now. I'd wait. It is just a splash, but I think once this is out of print, it will be very cool to have this for sure. You know, where One Piece is exploding right now, and you know, people are loving the cards. I think this is a similar one where in the future people will love and appreciate this card a lot. Darius, Executioner, absolutely, I would buy this in a heartbeat right now. It probably will go down in price. It's looking at just under $7. It has been dipping, but it's just a very cool card. If you don't buy it now, definitely buy it before it goes out of print for sure. Jinx, Demolitionist, same thing. Sure, it's from the game, but I think it's just a very pretty card. It's a pretty piece of art to now have it in card form, so I would grab this at some point. It's $8.50, nothing too crazy. This one, I don't really want to collect this, but I think it's still a cool piece of art to have in card form. $7 right now. I'd still wait. I'd wait a good long time before this is purchased, but definitely I'd grab this as a collectible. Jinx, very gorgeous card, Rebel. I would grab this at some point. I'd grab this now, to be honest, at $6.50. But I think it has space to dip. But this is a very gorgeous card. This card will be they're on in terms of the cards we've gone through so far. In terms of cards that I think would look great in a slab, I think this is one of them. I think of course the Yasuo is one of them. I think this Jinx would be very gorgeous to have in a PSA 10 or Beckett, just any slab, and it would probably sell for like a good $50 at this point in a slab, personally. And then lastly, I think this Kaiser card's pretty cool as well. It's at $5 as well. I think it's just a cool piece of art to have in foiling. So yeah, that's it really. I wanted to just have a conversation really around the overnumbered that are standard, and then just cards that are on the cheaper end that I think are really cool collectible items. Not so much about their playability, but just more the collectability of them, the cool art, the drawings, and yeah, man, that's just my 2 cents. I think this video was like 32 minutes, a bit crazy. But let me know what you think. What card do you think? What card interests you the most? What set of cards? What bunch of cards? What's your favorite? I would say the Yasuo Windrider, the standard one, the very first one I showed, is probably one of my favorite cards from the game. Definitely top 10 personally. Maybe even at top 6. I don't know. It's a very gorgeous card. But let me know what you think. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying your time here. And yeah, that's me. Cedoooo cards out. Thanks for 100 subscribers. I'll probably talk about that more. Yeah, appreciate it. See you.